CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.
Hello everyone, welcome to CollectAWrestlePalooza. I'm going to be opening up some Garbage Pail Kids wax packs today. These are Series 5 wax packs. They came out in 1986. I think there are 80 cards in the series. Nothing really for hits. I'm doing this more for nostalgia. I actually was collecting Garbage Pail Kids when these came out. I never owned any Series 1s. Might have owned some Series 2s or 3s as a kid, but I think by Series 5 I was really into the hobby and was buying every single pack I could find. So I'm going to consider the hits this time to be cards that I don't recognize from my childhood. That's what I'm going to be looking for, because I don't think there's really any that have a tremendous amount of value. I did look on eBay and looked back at some historical sales, and it looked like raw cards are going for, you know, $1 to $3. Some of them maybe a little bit higher in better condition, but nothing really stood out as a hit. Now these also did have puzzle backs. I remember as a kid I did complete one of the puzzles. The two puzzles are a fellow named Handy Randy, I think his name was. He had his hands plunged through his skull and his fingers were his teeth. And then Terry Cloth was the other puzzle, which was a lady who wiped off her facial features with a cloth. So those are going to be some other things to look out for. Maybe the Handy Randy and Terry Cloth base cards might be a little more sought after. Regardless, like I said, I'm just doing this for fun and for the nostalgia. Now there were 6 different wrapper variants. These wrappers here all say 25 cents, and on the back they all have the sweatshirt offer, so you can tell by the offer on the back and also if they say 25 cents the variants of the wrappers. I don't think any of the wrappers are more sought after than any of the other cards. Now the first decision I'm going to make, because there aren't any hits, I think I'm going to save one of these wax packs sealed and just open up 2 of them today. So I'm debating which one to save. My initial thought is this one because the corners are pretty well intact and the centering of the image on the front is pretty good. But the thing I notice about it is if you look at the main character's face, the Atom Bomb's face, there's a lot of excess, I don't know if it's perspiration or marks on it, whereas on this middle one, it looks like the face is very clean. However, the corners on this one are a lot worse, and this one, in fact, looks like it's already kind of been opened. So why don't I save this first one here? I'm going to put it right into one of these card savers. I don't know the best method for saving a pack where this only has 5 cards. I'm guessing that a card saver is going to be okay and isn't going to squeeze it down too much, but that's what I'm going to use anyway. So this is going to go into my PC as is. And then all of these other cards, pack fresh, I am going to put them right into penny sleeves and card savers immediately. So there's my unopened wax that I'm saving. The other interesting fun fact about Series 5 is it was the last Garbage Pail Kids series that actually had Atom Bomb on the front. All of the first 5 series had some variation of Atom Bomb on both the box and on the wax pack itself. So seeing that this one is already kind of open, and I actually think I got a preview of the first lady, it looks like it is the Terry Cloth. Now we'll see if it's the Terry Cloth name or the variant name. I'm hoping it's Terry Cloth, now that that was the name that I mentioned. It is defaced. It's not Terry Cloth, but it's her counterpart. And you can see the front has gum residue or wax residue all over it. So that one. Hot Rod. Do I remember Hot Rod as a kid? I do remember this image as a kid, but I still think it's a great card. And you know, this is pretty well centered. The corners look sharp. The surface looks nice. Puzzle back. Cliffhanger. I remember this one as a kid as well. Now when I say I remember it, I mean I remember the images. I don't remember the names so well, but I do remember the image. So this is definitely bringing back nostalgia. And that has a checklist back. I am holding on to 2 cards here. I want to be very careful. Like I said, and people that watch my channel know, I try not to put my finger on the front of any of these cards at any point. I just feel like a Pack Fresh card from 1986 should not get fingerprints on it. Kit Spit. I remember this one as well. This one, to me, looks like a keeper. I don't know why. It seems kind of iconographic. I'll put it right here in front of Defaced. Toothy Ruthie. Definitely remember Toothy Ruthie as well. Again, don't remember the name, but remember the image. And that's another puzzle back. So that's pack 1. I like them. I like all of the images I've gotten so far. I think my favorite of all of these is probably Cliffhanger, just because the design of it is pretty simple and stark, which I like. Toothy Ruthie, I think, is one that people might recognize a little bit more, so that might be the best hit of the bunch. Here's the last one I'm going to open today. Oh, also, this one didn't have any gum in it. That was definitely a repack by whoever sent this to me or previous, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm just doing this for nostalgia, so it being a repack doesn't bother me too much. This one does have gum, and it looks like the gum did not damage the surface of this at all, so that's a sign that this was probably a repack too. Cards look to be in good shape though. This is a Connie Sewer. I do not recognize that one as a child. Hot Doug I definitely recognize, but you can see the front of it is all marred up with wax, so that's a problem. Gassy Gus I definitely remember. I really liked this one as a kid. And Batty Barney is another one I really liked as a kid. I really like that image, but you can see it's got, well, I guess that's coming off, but it still has a mark in the upper corner. I'm a little disappointed that these seem to be probably resealed packages, but that's okay. And Blue Boy George is the last one. And now that I see that I'm not really convinced that these are legit packs, I'm going to open up the last one here because I would not want to pass along a problem to another buyer. And in fact, when I looked at this, the back of it seems to be almost too glued. We'll see how it feels, but there should not be any adhesive on the back. No, that one's definitely legit. I could have kept that one, but that's okay. It's open now. Maybe the lack of gum was just maybe that was a anomaly. Ben Bolt, another great card. All these great cards are the ones that have the wax on the front. And there it is, Jordan Nuts. I like it. I'm glad I opened this one. That's the puzzle that is completed. Again, Handy Randy is the alternate name. That's Jordan Nuts. I like that card, and that's actually in good shape. That's nicely centered, and the surface is really nice, and the corners look pretty sharp, so that's a good card. Starchy Archie, remember this one, and Hot Doug, definitely remember this one. So I remember all these images. Oh, and one more, Ruptured Rupert, the alternate of the Gassy Gus that I pulled earlier. So like I said, I remember all these images from my childhood, but this is a nice little walk down memory lane. Money well spent. They're all, of course, pack fresh. I'm going to put them all into sleeves and card savers now. Hey everybody, I just want to show you a quick follow-up here. This is what I recommend you do every time you break open any wax packs or boxes or anything like that, is immediately get those cards into card sleeves and card savers. Always use fresh penny sleeves, of course, fresh card savers. Just makes everything look real nice, keeps everything very satisfying. You know, when you look at these cards again, you're going to know that this is the state that you pulled them from the pack. It's going to keep you from having to clean cards before you send them in for grading, etc., etc., etc. So I just like this. I like being able to handle the cards. You know, you get it into a card saver, it's immediately going to start flattening it out. Just keep the card really nice. One thing to remember is once you get it in a card saver, the condition is never going to get any worse. But if it's out of a card saver, the condition is going to continually get worse until you put it into one. So I recommend doing it for all cards. I don't segregate, I don't try to discriminate and say this one is more worth putting in a card saver than that one. I just put them all in and I'll think about all that later. Just get them in there before there's any chance for dust and dirt and creasing and all that stuff to get on the cards. So just wanted to show you guys how nice that looks. You know, got some just great cards here, really bright. It's fun to look at them when they're all safe and good to go. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and have a great week.
CollectAWrestlePalooza, CollectAWrestlePalooza.